and welcome to the thorough newspaper analysis for 16th July 2022. Today we have one article which has been taken from the Indian Express, and the name of the title is Unjustice, and it basically talks about the Supreme Court and the way it is dispensing justice over the last few cases and a trend analysis of the same and why the same is worrying. Second and the third segment will be comprised of news updates and the legal news, which are a part of LawSikho's initiative to keep its readers and students updated for the current affairs that is happening in and around of India for their exams, whether they be the judiciary exams or exams like IBPS SO and SEBI grade A examinations. So moving on with this, we have the first editorial for today, Unjustice, where it talks about the recent rejection of a petition in the Supreme Court. So this petition sought a CBI probe into an alleged torture and extrajudicial killing that was allegedly carried out by the Chhattisgarh police and the central forces during the anti-Maoist operations in Dantewada back in 2009. So SC rejected this petition. Now, any petition when you do file in a court is like there's a 50-50 chance that it will be accepted and trial will be commenced based on that, or the rejection or the petition would be rejected. But why this particular rejection of petition is worrying? Now the SC slapped a fine of INR 5 lakhs on the petitioner, calling it an exemplary cost. Now this sends a very bad precedent for those who seek to knock at the doors of the SC with pleas against the state and who are not armed with anything apart from the pleas. Now, as happens in the PIL is, so a petition is made, and based on that, if the court takes cognizance of the same, the court institutes investigatory bodies. It asks the CBI or the local police, whichever it may be, to investigate into the matter, and then the case moves on based on the findings by these court-regulated investigating agencies. So instead of that, when the Supreme Court goes forward and slaps a fine of 5 lakhs, just because a petitioner went forward and moved a petition against a state, it sets a very bad precedent, and this is worrying. Now, this is in line with the SC ruling that recently happened for the Gujarat 2002 riot cases, where the petitioners were arrested due to them filing petitions which, according to the Apex Court, were based on ulterior motives. Irrespective of whatever the merits of the case is, it is safe to opine that punishing the petitioner is unjust and unwarranted. And while the independent judiciary was based and still should be on the lookout for upholding democracy and protecting citizens from the unwarranted arbitrariness of the government, the present outreach shows that the government, or rather the judiciary, seeks to label petitioners as irritants, and it is the state who needs the protection. Now, such actions break the very fabric of trust that our judiciary is known for. And as we move forward to the next segment, we can only hope that somewhere down the other, our judiciary realizes this and rectifies this approach. Now, for the news updates today, we have NIRF Ranking 2022. So the Union Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan released the National Institutional Ranking Framework, NIRF Rankings 2022. IIT Madras has retained its #1 position in the overall educational institutes and the engineering categories this year as well. NIRF India Ranking 2022 categories include overall, university, management, college, pharmacy, medical engineering, architecture, total ranking of institutions on innovation achievements, law and research institutions. So these are the categories based on which NIRF rankings are published. Secondly, Rajnath Singh launches P-17A stealth frigate Dunagiri. Defense Minister Rajnath Singh launched Y3023 Dunagiri Project 17A frigate built by Garden Reach Shipbuilders Limited, GRSE, in Kolkata. Thirdly, Netherlands and Zimbabwe qualify for the T20 World Cup. Netherlands and Zimbabwe qualify for ICC Men's T20 World Cup 2022. The Netherlands and Zimbabwe have qualified for ICC Men's World Cup after securing their places in Sunday's Qualifier B final in Zimbabwe. Fourthly, we have the Youth Skills Day, which was celebrated on 15 July. Now, World Youth Skills Day 2022 takes place amidst concerted efforts towards socioeconomic recovery from the COVID-19 pandemic that are interconnected with challenges such as climate change, conflict, persisting poverty, rising inequality, rapid technological change, demographic transition, and others. For the legal updates today, we have Section 27 of Evidence Act. Discovery of the weapon at the instance of accused by itself does not prove that he had concealed or used it. So the Supreme Court in the case of Shahaja, the Shahajan Ismail Muhammad Sheikh versus the state of Maharashtra reiterated that just because a weapon was found with the accused does not mean that he had used it or concealed it until the same has been subsequently proved in trial. Secondly, unmarried women pregnant out of consensual relationship cannot seek termination of pregnancy after 20 weeks. The Delhi High Court in the case of Mrs. X versus the Principal Secretary Health and Family Welfare Department of Government of India refused the abortion to an unmarried woman of 25 years old. Now, this woman was 23 weeks pregnant, and the Delhi High Court stated that there was no provision for a medical termination of pregnancy when the baby had come due to the result of a consensual relationship. Now, since the 20 weeks time period had lapsed, the woman had to go forward with the pregnancy. And there was no such clause that covered abortion after 20 weeks under the MTP Act. So this was all for today. For free study materials and TNA PDF slides, please join our Telegram channel, the link of which you can find in the description below, or you can always scan it here on the screen @LawTestWare. So you can also follow us on our Instagram channels, LawSikho.Judiciary, LawSikho CLAT Prep, and UGCnet_LawSikho. For any further information, please feel free to visit www.lawsikho.com. Thank you.